Winter Cut Day 46. Back at you again with somewhat of a chicken-only diet. Today we're going with protein shake for breakfast, protein shake for lunch, protein shake for dinner, and then chicken as a late night snack. So that has been my approach this whole cut. It's what we're going to do today. I don't recommend you do this, but what I'm doing to actually stay healthy during this diet is have one a day men's multivitamin to get adequate micronutrient intake. And yeah, with that said, I'm having electrolytes also from Liquid IV every single day, creatine, lots of different vitamins and stuff, and just trying to stay healthy. So, just to talk about this diet a little bit. It is not sustainable. I'm going to just say that, but it's quick. So usually in life, there are balances to everything, okay? And the more you put in, the more you get out. I've heard that a bunch of times before, but it's very true, especially in this context. God made it to where things are pretty fair, right? And if I decide to lose weight extremely quick, I might be sacrificing my health long term if I stick to that diet. If I choose to gain weight extremely quick, I will be sacrificing my health long term if I stick to that diet. But if I do a short burst, right, and make it quick, but just put myself through that discipline and, sacrifice for a short time period, it'll not only yield amazing results, I will be healthy by the end of it, as long as I keep it relatively short, 4 to 6 weeks. And it's just going to yield me some good long-term progress. So, yeah. What's up, boys? We are walking along, minding our business. I gotta say, guys, I am a little late to the walk. I procrastinated a little bit for no reason. And, yeah, though, I'm glad I went out. So, we already discussed the topic of the diet. Now I think it's time to discuss what changed in the training for me to be so much stronger now than I was when I was bulked. So, obviously, body weight driven movements like bench press are quite a bit weaker for me at the moment than they were when I was bulked. But movements that are stronger are squats, rows, pull downs, overhead presses, pretty much everything except for bench press, believe it or not. And I think that's probably because I haven't been practicing bench press lately. So with that said, and I don't really practice bench press at all. I just usually do incline Smith and decline Smith. But what I think changed in my training for me to get stronger on the cut than I was on the bulk was lowering my volume significantly, but not because I was doing any kind of high volume training, but because I was just being kind of dumb. Like I was just going for the pump mainly and just trying to go stupid heavy all the time, like maxing out and stuff, and then going to get a stupid pump and just going for the burn. And it's funny because I feel like I thought I knew so much back then, and now I just feel, so much smarter now than I was back then. But I'm realizing that the training approach that I used was pretty stupid. But in the future, I'll probably also have that same aha moment with myself now and be like, oh, there's so much I could be better at. So, but that's a part of the process, a part of learning. And I will say though, just to come back to, how I'm getting stronger on this cut, not only am I doing lower volume, but I'm doing primarily sets of 4 to 6, not really doing any more than that. And I'm doing anywhere from, I would say, 1 to 3 sets maximum. Now, the reason I cap it off at 3 is no particular reason, but I usually do try to evenly distribute the work that I'm getting in, right? So my goal is not to just do a crap load of volume on one thing like lat pull downs, right? My goal would be to be like, okay, I'll do 2 sets on a vertical pulling movement. I'll do 2 sets on a horizontal pulling movement that's like upper back bias, and then 2 sets on a similar type movement that's lat biased. So just kind of taking the 6 sets per muscle group approach very seriously, doing my best not to exceed that even if I want a good pump, and just making sure that the volume that I'm doing is only effective volume and not volume that'll dig into my recovery. And I would say that alone has made all of the training that I do so much more effective. I've been able to continually progressively overload, and I've only had minor occasional dips in my strength, despite the fact that I've been in a very, 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 very aggressive deficit. Being stronger at 155 than I was at 186 is no coincidence. I think the training is a massive thing for me, because honestly before, not only was I doing too high a volume, I was doing way too high a volume, way more than the maximum effective. I was also just training kind of like an idiot, just generally. So this is a little tip for you guys. Optimize your training. The sooner you do it, the better. You'll thank yourself. You're going to make faster progress. And the sooner you get past all the gimmicks of spamming lateral raises and training beyond failure, right? Just get your stimulating reps in. That's the only thing that matters. And that's not an excuse not to train hard. That's not my point at all. But oftentimes you'll see poor training methodologies under the guise of training harder than anybody else. And, that's a way to set yourself up for failure, thinking that if you don't do, 8 sets of lat pull downs, and then partials at the end, that you're going to have a small back. Actually, you'll probably have a much smaller back doing that than you would just doing controlled sets of 5 in a manner that you enjoy for like a couple sets and just progressively overloading, As long as you're seeing progressive overload, that's a sign that your training is working, right? That's not always a sign of muscle growth, but that is a sign that there are adaptations occurring, whether neurological or muscular. When I say stick to the basics, I don't always mean just do barbell, bench, deadlifts, and squats. That's what most people mean. I mean, don't deviate from scientific principles. Now, if you're trying to have fun, that's different, right? But, well, if you're a serious bodybuilder, you're trying to not just tailor your training sessions for fun. You're trying to also make the most progress, right? You're going to have fun in the process, but the goal there is to make the most progress. So, do what you enjoy, but also do what will be the best, what is the best. Deep down, everybody who's watching this knows that the process you use, the training methods you use, the diet, the sleep, there's a best way to do all those things. And, some of it is individualized. Like some of you guys might feel better getting 7 hours than you do 8. Some of you might feel better getting 9 than 8. Things are individualized. Some of you might feel better bulking with high fat. Some of you might feel better bulking with high carbs. I'm talking from a sustainability and progressibility context, right? Like, if something isn't sustainable for you, even if it's better on paper, if you're not going to stick to it, then it's not better at all. So just keep that in mind. But thankfully, I'm a very adaptable guy. I definitely have kind of tailored my training to what is more scientific, and I had no issue making the switch. And I actually enjoy using these methods in my training, you know, training where muscles have best leverage and everything, and doing different ranges of motion for different exercises. You know, all that stuff has helped. So, and yeah, I think that's about it for this walk talk today. And I hope you guys enjoyed this walk. I will see you later for cardio or something. All right, boys. We're doing some late night cardio. Well, not really late, I guess. It's still like, I don't know, 9 o'clock or something, 8:30. So, anyway, though, we're going to hit a front double bicep. So I'm going to bring up something, guys. A lot of you like the idea of supplementation, right? But I'm going to say a couple things. Yes, supplements help. Creatine helps, freaking pre-workout helps. Although I don't think pre-workout helps that much, but liquid IV, you know, electrolytes, blah, blah, blah. But the main thing that's going to help is, again, the diet, training, and sleep. Now, what can help in the area of fat loss as well? What is kind of a supplement that people use in fat loss, so to speak? Well, I'll tell you this, there's no real supplement that I'm aware of that is genuinely helpful and that works in relation to fat loss, because if you're in a caloric deficit, you're in a caloric deficit. That's all that matters, right? But in terms of things you can do, actions you can take, I would say steady state cardio, man. Like if you're doing this cardio and it's making you out of breath, and I don't just mean like breathing a little, but I mean genuinely like, you know, sweating profusely, needing, you know, all this water afterwards, like freaking 2 gallons, needing to eat a little extra because you're just so depleted. That's not what you should be doing. Now, you will be doing all these things if you do cardio right, but at a lower level, right? When I'm done with my, you know, hour and a half walking, whether it's on a treadmill or outside, yeah, I'll probably be quite a bit sweaty, right? Especially if it's the treadmill and I'm going on an incline in a hot gym. Yeah, I'll be a bit sweaty, I'll need some water, but I'm at a talking pace, right? And even more relatable to me, I'd say an editing pace. I can literally edit videos while I walk. So that's what I do, you know? But with that said, there's no need to go balls to the wall when you're doing cardio if you are a bodybuilder, because in my opinion, yeah, can it be helpful to develop your cardio? Yeah, but that's not what you're trying to do as a bodybuilder. You're trying to just be healthier, but also burn calories, right? Be more active. And this will, especially if you're in a bulk, it'll allow you to eat more, right? More fuel for your workouts. You will be able to maintain decent, you know, cardiovascular shape in the sense of you'll be able to still move around without getting totally gassed, even if you're on the bulk. And, you know, all those things contribute in a helpful manner towards muscle building long term. So look at cardio as a supplement, in my opinion. But look at it as a helpful supplement. I'd argue that it's probably one of the most helpful things you could do, because on a cut, it speeds up the progress. On a bulk, it probably also speeds up the progress because it allows you to fuel up, right? Better training sessions. There's a lot that goes into it, man. But I would definitely say cardio was not something I had any interest in before, but now it has definitely caught my eye. So, already 4 minutes in. We're gonna go for about 30 today. We burned 15 calories so far, or at least it says we have. I don't know how truthful that is. Probably pretty close estimate though. Just a little side note, my freaking eyes hurt really bad. Like just looking around is like, oh, it's painful. And it just has to do with this congestion, man, and whatever else, this cold and the headache. But I'll tell you this, man, I feel so much better than I did yesterday, better than the day before, better than the day before. So I'm thinking that tomorrow I'll feel almost totally better. Now, if I still feel this way when I go to the gym, number one, I don't think I'm gonna get any sick. I don't think I'm gonna get anybody sick because I'm not leaking everywhere, you know, out of my nose and my freaking eyes. But number two, I still think it wouldn't affect my performance. The only thing that can genuinely affect your performance is if you have a breathing issue. At least in my opinion, if there's something blocking your ability to breathe, whether it's a hyper-congested nose or a, you know, some clogged up lungs or whatever. But other than that, yeah, I think the incline pressing is gonna go well tomorrow. And yeah, I'm in a huge deficit, but I'm still gonna try to PR. So, you know, talking about the future also, I'm thinking, guys, I might need to switch up my incline pressing technique. I like it. I like the wide grip. It's fun. But I was experimenting with a kind of mid grip, right? A little bit wide still, you know, high elevation of the shoulders. But this actually allowed me to get a huge deep stretch. I mean, it was a little bit ridiculous, like even deeper than going wide. Now, yes, I think going wider is probably going to allow you to put more tension on your chest as a whole because it's more of a fly than any other movement, right? But in terms of getting the best stretch, mid grip seems to be the way to go. And also I have a feeling that it'll be more loadable, not only because of the stretch reflex of your pecs when you're getting that deep of a stretch, but also I can incorporate a little more tricep than I used to. So who knows, I might switch it up, but it seemed like a pretty tempting training technique. So yeah. So today's weigh-in was about 158. Now, a lot of you guys might be going, how'd you gain that much weight that quick? Weren't you 155? And I'd say, yeah, right? Of course I was. But the thing is, your weight can fluctuate, right? But you shouldn't look at your weight when you know for a fact what you've been eating. I know for a fact I've been eating 1,000 calories a day because I've actually been tracking it, right? Other than that cheat meal that I had, which I still tracked, by the way. But, you know, that cheat meal contributed to a 2,800 calorie day, but we move on. Track another time. So that might have made me gain like 0.15 pounds, which isn't a lot at all, man. So the deficit that I was in the day after and then now would bring me right back, probably down below what I originally was before that cheat meal. Probably well down below that. If you just do the math and figure out what the energy deficit that I have been taking part in would equal out to. Which, by the way, weight-related transformations are very easy to figure out, right? If I said I want to gain 50 pounds in a year. Now, first off, unless you're a complete beginner who's super skinny, there's no way you could do that. But let's say I wanted to, right? I would say if I gain 1 pound a week, being in a 500 calorie surplus every day, right? That's what it would take to gain 1 pound a week. It would take me 50 weeks to get there, or 11 months and 2 weeks. So just to put a little perspective in your head about how you can kind of break down the math if you have some kind of goal. And by the way, even if you're a beginner, I don't recommend gaining more than 1 pound per week. That's pretty stupid. But I also don't recommend saying that, oh, I can't eat and I can't gain weight no matter what I do, because that's also stupid. you know you can gain weight. You're just avoiding it. And by the way, for all you who say you're eating 4,000 calories a day and are not gaining weight, you're not eating 4,000. Or you're a 6'8" lineman who weighs 330 already. So, yeah. But to help you guys out, you guys who have a hard time eating, I would say eat very high calorie foods. Get your mac and cheese in, get your peanut butter, all that good stuff, pancakes. Have a really big breakfast, that'll help. Because then you won't have to cram in calories at the end of the day. Have more protein shakes, have more liquid calories, you know, all this stuff. And that's really how you do a bulk. So, and I've heard a lot of people tell me when I give them recipes to bulk, they have a dairy intolerance. Well, that's fine. Just go on a high fat bulk instead of a high carb bulk, right? And mostly high fats are very easy to get down. You look at olive oil, you look at butter. If you use, you know, say 5 servings of olive oil and you're under eating to begin with, you will be getting massive amounts of calories extra. You will be in a probably pretty big surplus just from adding in a little bit of olive oil. Well, actually 5 servings is a lot, but you get what I mean. 5 servings would be a crap load of calories. Same for butter. Same for, I would say potatoes, but to be honest, I don't recommend potatoes when you bulk because they are so satiating and they fill up your stomach so much. They're actually not conducive to eating a lot. They're not that conducive to gaining weight, in my opinion, because they just impede your ability to eat. So, yeah, what I used back in the day whenever I was like, well, actually, I was 155, which is funny because I'm 155 now. But to bulk from there to get to 186 and to put on a bunch of muscle, I ate this meal every day called bulk meal. Look at my Instagram or my TikTok or whatever, and it should be one of the pinned videos. It's literally just bulk meal recipe. And it has 1,000 calories. I believe it has 95 grams of protein, 100 carbs, and a lot of fat. I forget how much fat. But anyway, yeah, that'll be one heck of a meal for you if you're on the bulk. I mean, I'll probably start my days with that on the bulk, to be honest, because, I mean, really, you can't go wrong with 100 carbs. Although, I will say, on the bulk, I would probably be better off going with easily digestible carbs before the gym, right? Things like honey, things like just sweet things in general, sweet liquids tend to have very easily digestible carbs. So, I gotta speed up for a second, gotta dial in. But honestly though, I do genuinely recommend, having just as many carbs as you can get before a workout, to be honest, especially if you're a bigger guy. It's very necessary. And it'll, you know, not only make you look cool and increase your pump, but it'll also increase your performance. So, with that said, have carbs, man. You know, I would have 100 to 150 before every workout on the bulk. And even though my training approach was really stupid, I got dummy strong. So I'm excited to see what carb loading with a smart training approach is going to yield in my future training. You know, and I might put up a picture here, I hope I do, of my Thanksgiving pump. Oh my gosh, dude. That was after I had already been like 150 something, and I had started to begin my rebound, right? That was probably the most full and epic I ever looked, because not only was I pretty much almost as lean as I am now, but I was completely loaded with, it had to have been 250 to 300 grams of carbs just from Thanksgiving, because I had every juice known to man. Anything sweet I could get my hands on. The sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows on it and the brown sugar. You guys know what I'm talking about. That thing hit. Texas Roadhouse rolls, yeah, we ordered those with the butter. Every carb known to man. And then afterward, we hit a gym session. And I gotta say, if you ever work out on Thanksgiving, do it after you eat, okay? And a lot of you guys might be, whoa. That's insane, are you crazy? I'm gonna puke. No, not if you're an experienced bulker. If you're an experienced bulker and you love to eat, working out with a full stomach will not affect you, because it sure does not affect me. And I'm not a big guy. Man, I'm 155. So anybody who sits here and goes, oh man, that's impossible, I can't do that. Well, I don't know, man. All I'm saying is if I was you, I would be carving up on Thanksgiving and going to hit a rambunctious bicep day, okay? Bicep and back, preferably. Because not only did I hit, lat pull downs and whatnot, my muscle connection was insane. I was maxing out every machine, as always, hitting some heavy duty wrist curls, hitting some heavy duty bicep curls, every curl that I love. Man, I'm just reminiscing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow for chest day. It pushed me back. Ugh.